Oh, look at you. As American as a Snapple bottle.
American as Snapple pie.
It's the taste of America, baby.
Best stuff on earth.
All right, AOA podcast for a Friday, May 24th. How about this on Memorial Day weekend? And what are we talking about? Yet another Diddy lawsuit. Frankie C., if you're keeping count, seven? Number 7 is in.
Wow.
7th Diddy lawsuit. We'll discuss.
Coming.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Morgan Spurlock. Supersize me.
Supersize me, yeah.
Dead, 53.
Yep.
Crazy history there.
Too young.
And lucky for all of us, the crowd-size disputes of Trump rallies are back. It's back in fashion to argue about.
I can't keep doing this. Has got to end. This has got to stop. This is aging all of us badly. This is just too much.
I don't know.
It's just the same shit every day with this guy.
I think it's aging Democrats more than it's aging Republicans, to be completely honest.
It's just a huge... I can't anymore.
It's Memorial Day weekend, and we have a blind top 5. My friends, this is a 3-day weekend-sized podcast. Meaning you better enjoy it because we're not here Monday.
It's a nice way of saying that.
Yeah. Used to be looking forward to 3-day weekends, and gone are the days where Cuddles and I could just blow it all off and hit the beach for 3 days straight, or just stream movies and snack.
You can't do that?
Now we've got there's parties and there's barbecues and there's
skip them. Oh, I was sick.
Gatherings, and it's a whole friggin' thing.
Skip them.
Everybody
want to do. What you want to do.
I know, but if I did that, that would be abandoning my children. That's what I'm doing.
It might be still time. The fire stations, they might not ask questions.
Remind me to tell you about the fire station in the Memorial Day weekend segment. I'm beside myself about that. But let's go in order. Diddy, 7th lawsuit. I like it. We're setting records here. I think we're gonna get.
Keep him coming.
Yeah, we got it. We got Epstein. Who's the fat movie guy? So what was his name? Fat Epstein.
Right.
And then Diddy's he's coming up on the rear. He's getting there on the piece of shit scale. Fatstein.
The hell is his stupid name, idiot guy?
Somebody will have it in the chat before us.
Oh, I'm blanking on that.
Can you? We can't remember anything anymore.
Weinstein, thank you. Was Justice.
It's Justice. Nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah. Once 40, I'm struggling to remember things now like crazy. It's very, very strange.
I can't remember anything.
Yeah. April Lampros is alleging that Sean Combs assaulted her on 4 occasions between 1994 and 2000, including one incident in which she was forced to take ecstasy by Combs. Could you imagine being forced to take a drug? I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, who would be comfortable with that? How do you force someone like? Ugh.
The thing about it is the time. You know, when from the time that you take it, and then you're just like, oh my God, how long is this gonna last for? Like that feeling drives me crazy. You know
feeling
what I mean?
No, what do you mean? Like
for instance, you ever drink too much and you're like, oh man, I drank too much, and now you're like, oh, how long is this gonna last for? Okay. Or like, do you remember those nights in the younger days when you'd have too much to drink and then you'd lay down and then all of a sudden the spins?
The spins are fun. And my spins go this way, head to toe.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't go this way. If I had the spins and I was lying down and like in bed, it would go this way.
Oh, that would mess me. I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, I'd have to close. It would stop if I closed my eyes. Once I opened, I was like, whoa.
No, mine went this way, and maybe on occasion like an earth rotation, like kind of a little bit on an angle, but it was always sideways. It was never like head to toe.
Yeah, no, mine was head to toe,
but
like behind me.
I didn't know there were. What version of the spins did you get? Comment below. I would love to know what percentage of the audience.
Right, yeah, right to left, head to toe, or earth axis. axis.
Yeah, that's it. Frank, just say that again. That was good the way you said it.
Right to left, left to right, head to toe, toe to head, or earth axis.
Yes.
That's a diagonal.
Okay. Let us know in the live
vertical,
chat.
Frank. I have that too. That's not fun.
Yeah, I got that. That is not fun. Although I'm on a streak. I'm doing really good. I haven't had a real bad vertigo spell in a while.
That's good. Yeah, I get them every now and then. The first time I got it, I was on a balcony, believe it or not. I was like 2 floors up though. Wasn't that high, but still.
You would have survived this, what you're saying, if you went over.
Something would have broke, but I probably would have survived. But I leaned over to pick something up. Like the railing was in front of me. And I leaned over by the railing to pick something up. And then I just, whoa. Erin was there and she caught me. And I was like, oh, okay. That was it. That was the very first. Then after that, I was like, oh, got vertigo.
All right, I'm going to say something now. And I don't want to get yelled at during Blind Top 5. But have we ruled out the possibility that she was trying to push you over the balcony railing?
We've ruled that out. She said, yeah.
Okay. You didn't feel a shove at first?
No.
Okay.
Not from her direction.
Okay. I'm just checking, because if we were reversing the story, everybody would assume Cuddles was pushing. I'm just saying. That's all.
No, nobody pushed me. No. I reached down to get something, and I just went whoa, and I just went down like a sack of bricks.
Okay.
And that was scary because it had nothing to do with the balcony, but I happened to be on a balcony.
Right. Got it. Oh my God! And then you forced your wife to drive home from.
Well, I didn't want to drive. I couldn't drive. I was all dizzy.
You should have had a couple of whiskey shots. The spins would have kept you.
It'll equal it out a little bit. All right. Counteract. That's just science, folks. Don't blame us.
That's science. It's science.
It's science.
So anyway, she was but it makes me like, oh, I don't want to take this. Then they force it on you, and now you're like, oh God, what's going to happen to me, and how long is this going to take? It would be the thing that would drive me nuts.
Well, yeah. So this happened 4 times. This woman says that Diddy did this to her, like the same kind of thing, or different stuff every time.
Well, this was one incident between. One of the 4 between 95 and 2000. She also alleged that she was told that Mr. Combs apparently recorded them having sex without her knowing and showed it to multiple people. Lampros says she met Combs when she was a fashion student, and after that she attempted to distance herself from Combs following a second alleged assault where he threatened her with physical violence and said he would have her blacklisted in the fashion industry. She said in a statement, quote, "I'm confident that justice will prevail and the veil will be removed so no other woman will have to endure what I did." Combs obviously has not commented on this one, and several outlets, including The Guardian, have reached out to his representatives for comment, and they have not returned.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine the end of this. There's got to be some jail time if all this comes through, right?
Something's got to stick somewhere. I feel like,
7 lawsuits, all these allegations, FBI raiding his homes. Imagine all this happens and nothing sticks? You'd have to be President Trump to do that.
You'd have to be Matt Gaetz, I was going to say.
Or Matt Gaetz.
That Matt Gaetz thing. I'm still waiting for that shit to pop up. And, it's nowhere.
Why is that taking forever?
I don't know. Although I will say, today, Merrick Garland announced that the people are suing Live Nation and Ticketmaster. And that's about 25 years too late, because those sons of bitches have had horrific practices in the concert industry, and it has been allowed to go on forever. And it's not the first suit. Remember, they did this once before and they had to pay a big fine, and the big fine was offering everybody $10 tickets. That's how they basically paid it off. Do you remember that? They lost another lawsuit, and now this is the second big one. And it's crazy what Live Nation is doing. People don't even people get upset about the ticket price, like the fees, and they're right for that. But I was watching this interview with this other artist, I forget his name. He was so wonderful. He was detailing how Live Nation's not only the concert, promoters selling tickets, then it's not only just Ticketmaster, but they're offering 360 deals now. Should I explain this for people who don't know?
I don't know what this is.
Okay, so a 360 deal is like everything. You just sign with us. We'll release your records. We'll promote you on the radio stations, that we have partnerships with and that we own, and all the relationships we have. Then you come in and you play our venues. So we'll sell your tickets. We'll do all the local radio and magazines and TV and all that. We'll take care of everything there. We'll do all that for you. We'll sell all your merch for you, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We'll just cut you a check, and then we'll sell the merch with your likeness on it and all this. And this is what they do. And it's profitable for, for instance, U2 was one of the first ones to sign a 360 deal, right? Makes sense. They're a juggernaut. You're going to make it off of them. Everybody's going to make money out of that deal. Everybody's buying U2 shirts. But for these mid-level artists that aren't making too much, they advance them all this money. So they sign you to a deal and they go, all right, here's your $1 million signing bonus. But what he was saying is it's tied into all these different deals because you sign away all this stuff. So you have to play their venue. They pay for this elaborate catering and all this stuff and the big trucks and the lighting packages and all that all comes out of, and it looks like, oh, they're pulling out all the stops for me, but the artist is paying for all of these things and the artist has to make that money back. And the way that they made that money back is obviously selling tickets to the show. But what he was saying, and this was one part that I didn't even know, when they put those tickets on sale or a discount or whatever, like if they offer a discount code or something, that comes out of the artist's pocket too. So if they say, oh, tickets are $10 for this show, or tickets are $50 instead of $100 for this show, that means that artist has to work double the amount to make the money back, to pay back the contract.
Well, I always thought that. I mean, when an artist plays a stadium and they have to set up lights and the stage, and I always thought that was on the artist to provide all that and pay for all that.
They don't tell you that.
Oh, but I assumed that was the case. I mean,
they just signed you to a record deal. They gave you a bunch of money, and you have no idea that you have to work the next 5-10 years to pay this money back. But they're making so much more out of you. So let's say they give you $500,000 for your merch and they sell $6 million worth of merch. You don't see any of that shit.
So where are you making your money?
Exactly. So they have, it's almost like an indentured servant thing where you're just beholden to them, because then when you try and get out of these deals, they're like, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. You took all our money. You agreed to do all these things and work until the money was paid back, but they put all these barriers up that makes you have to work even harder to earn that money back. For instance, here's a for instance. You go and you go to sell a show, right? You don't get to decide. The artist doesn't get to decide what the ticket costs are. Some artists do, like Pearl Jam. They're established, so they can they can dictate whatever they want. But artists that are on the come up can't. Right. So you can sell out a show, right? But the ticket revenue is only one part of it. What about how much is it to pay for parking in New York for an event now?
Oh, it's like $40
times, 12,000 cars, it's a sweet chunk of change. The artist doesn't see any of that. How much beer and liquor, and how about the VIP packages, $400 and you get to come and have wings before the show in the backstage area. They don't see any of that money. Think about how much liquor they sell at a concert. They don't see a dime from it. And that liquor wouldn't be sold if it wasn't for that artist being in that venue that night.
Right.
And like I said, they can sell 1 billion shirts and the artist just gets a flat whatever fee.
So why would they? So what are they? I mean, what they have their own. I feel like these artists, they have lawyers that look at these and go, "You're gonna get screwed on this."
So a lot of them don't. So, but think about this. So, and this because there's all and everybody has this in their town, right? You have the 1,000-seat theater, and then the 500-seat club, and then you have maybe the 5,000-seat amphitheater, and then maybe you have the 10,000-seat arena, right? So if you're really selling like 1,000 seats, you know, for let's say $50, $75 a ticket, which is where you need to be to make money for your contract, Live Nation comes in and goes, good news, we're going to put you in the 10,000 seat amphitheater. And this is what they do, because you're like, all right, but how am I going to sell 10,000 seats when I'm comfortably selling 1,000 for $75 a pop? They put the tickets on sale for $20 or $15. Now you can't make that money back that you owe, but Live Nation doesn't give a shit because they're making $40 on a parked car. They're making $100 more probably on pretzels and beer and liquor.
Scumbags.
So they're fucking you out of that's what they're doing. And you're looking at it like, oh, they gave me in advance. They paid me for my merch. Now they're putting me in bigger venues. You think you're doing so great. You're not. You know, you're actually making it even worse for yourself. So,
man,
yeah, it's fucked up, right?
They're just screwing you.
They're screwing people over. The whole fucking industry is like that, and that's
but they're getting to the bottom of that now, right? I mean,
well, they filed this. Yeah, they filed this lawsuit, and you know, and plus all the tech stuff that they're doing with Ticketmaster, and this is what they got nailed for in the past. They put a show on sale. And then what happens? 5 seconds later, there's resale tickets up there. And you're like, is this ticket brokers and whatever? And at some point in the process, Ticketmaster figured, why are we letting the ticket brokers get away with this? We'll just not put the tickets on sale and put them immediately up for resale for a higher markup.
God.
And that's what they were doing. That's what they got nailed for originally.
There's just no rules. It was just a Wild West because none of that was being watched.
None of it.
They just did whatever the hell they wanted.
And they're the only ones. Who else are you buying tickets from? Fucking Eventbrite? You know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Yeah, they're the big ones.
It's fucking them, and that's it. And then they went out and bought all the venues.
Yep.
You know, and bought all the billboards and bought all the, you know, so it's like, it's completely unfair what they're doing. And we're all the ones paying for it, you know?
Yeah, because what do you buy, you know, $10, $20 tickets and you're good. You don't even think about it.
I don't know who's worse, Live Nation, Ticketmaster, or fucking Uber Eats and DoorDash. Because that's another thing where you're like, oh, let's get dinner. Oh, it's $30. And then when you go to check out, it's like $75, please. And you're like, what the fuck happened here?
There's no, I'd rather go out and literally go pick up my meal at the place.
Yeah.
I've never ordered from Uber Eats or any of those apps ever. I don't have them on my phone. It's not worth it for me. I'm like, what am I doing with this? I'll jump in the car. It'll be 5 minutes. I'll go get it.
Yeah, it's legit. I'm convinced it's for people that are too drunk and high to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying it's not successful. It is successful, but you know, I just don't. It's not for me.
No, I read a report that kind of like satellite radio, right? Remember there were two companies, and then there was one, like they're saying the same kind of thing where they're like Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. There's a couple other like Postmates and some other smaller ones. They're like none of them make money. They all have raised like billions of dollars in capital investments, but none of them legitimately turn a profit.
So
they're all thinking, because it's all going to get to the point where they're all going to eat each other and merge and whatever, and then there's going to be one, and then that's when they're going to Live Nation the whole country and make all their money back.
What a mess.
World's a fucked up place, man. It is. It was. I was just talking to somebody about this with Red Lobster. Red Lobster going out of business.
Yeah. They're
saying that some firm bought them, then made them sell, because Red Lobster owned all the property that their restaurants were on. So in order to make the money back from buying Red Lobster, they sold all the property, but they sold it to a subsidiary of themselves. So then they made all that money, and then Red Lobster had to pay rent now. And then they forced Red Lobster to buy shrimp and seafood from one of their other subsidiaries. So they were making money there. And all this time, Red Lobster's just losing money. So they bought this entity and just drained it, while every other thing that they had a hand in was pulling money from it.
So they sacrificed Red Lobster in order to help all the others.
Right, that's basically what it is. And then they ran it into the ground and filed Chapter 11. And now they're just going to walk away from all this.
I don't think I've ever eaten at Red Lobster.
So it wasn't like Red Lobster was doing bad. Actually, Red Lobster was succeeding heavily like 10 years ago. They were like killing it. And then this company came in, bought it, and then just picked the bones dry. All the CEO got paid. Everybody got, all the bigwigs got paid. They all got their money.
Of course they did.
And then,
messed up, man.
Yeah, if you really want to look into it, I'm not going to go through all the fucking details, but if you really want to look into it, the whole Red Lobster thing, that's a fucking documentary waiting to happen.
No, that sounds like it.
Morgan Spurlock, Frank, supersized me, dead at the age of 53.
Yeah, now this was cancer, I believe, right?
Complications due to cancer. Yeah, it's pretty surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know. You know, did he do anything since Supersize? I feel like there was one other, like a follow up or something. There was, right?
He did. He had a couple little blips, but never to the length of. Never to the height.
Supersize Me was a huge.
That was a big thing. I feel like everybody saw Supersize Me.
I never saw it. I know.
Are you serious?
I know. Never saw it.
Jeez. I swear to God, Bowling for Columbine and Supersize Me, I felt like those were the documentaries that even people that are like, I don't watch documentaries, watched.
Bowling for Columbine, I saw. I didn't see Supersize Me.
You didn't see Supersize Me?
No.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. You don't really need to see it.
I got the gist.
You got the gist from the
explanation. Ate McDonald's for a month. I get it.
Yeah, it was really bad
for him. If they said Supersize Me, he had to do it. You know, do you want to supersize? Then he had to do it. And his health was not good after that or something. I don't know.
It realistically could have been a 3-minute TikTok instead of a fucking hour and a half movie.
Right. I could have assumed the end, you know. I didn't think he was going to come out of a month of eating that stuff going, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I think he gained 30 pounds from it, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a lot. In a month?
Yeah, in the month.
It's a pound a day.
Be honest though, when I give him kudos, because if I eat McDonald's once, I need 2 to 3 weeks before I could do it again.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell he did it. And when was this? He was in his 30s, I would imagine, right? This was the 90s or the
2000s? It was the 90s. I think it was the 90s. Good question. I'll find out.
All right, well, he was like late 30s, I'd say, around there, mid to late 30s.
Yeah,
that's when you're right in that I can't eat this every day kind of, you know, like what you were saying, you have one big burger from them and you're like, that's it. I can't move. I don't want to move. If you're in your early 20s, you could probably eat that shit every day and you'd be, I don't know. You could handle it a little better, but when you're in your 30s, it's like, nope.
That's a physical feat.
You know what? For anybody,
mm-hmm.
Now that I think of it, anybody eating that crap every day, it's going to weigh on you. Literally.
And he's eating at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, that's fucking tough.
Ugh.
By the way, married 3 times. Apparently, he was a gigantic piece of shit, too. I'm sorry to say it. Yeah. He was married 3 times. He openly said he was never faithful to any of his wives. He was...
with this guy?
He was the only person who came forward during the Me Too movement and was like, I've been Me Tooing people. Now, it was a little complicated, too, because he said he never, like, assaulted anybody, but that he was really guilty of harassing people and making inappropriate comments in workplace settings and stuff like that. So,
damn.
And he had, like, a deal. He had, like, he had a fast food chicken restaurant for a little while, and then when he came out and admitted all the Me Too stuff, they axed that whole deal from him, so...
Wow.
But yeah, he did get into, and I think he did do more films, and then I think fell into a TV show where he was trying to do the Supersize Me bit everywhere.
Oof, that's not gonna. That can't be good for you either.
No, not like where he was eating, like where he would be like exposing truths of like. Like one of them was the rules for quote unquote free range chicken. Was like
it doesn't have to be, it's not like they're in a huge valley. That's I get it.
It was like a 4-foot area. It's like here now they're free range,
yeah. It's just because they're not physically in a cage doesn't mean it's
Right.
That's free range. It's like, okay.
So he would go along and do like little shit like that. So that's kind of what his career fell into. But I feel like, that's had a pretty successful run. But 53, Jesus, that's far.
Too young.
That's way too young.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but yeah, he just divorced his last wife and then gone, dead. Stinks.
Yeah, cancer sucks, man. Cancer's a fucking bitch.
Former President Donald Trump was in the Bronx for one of his rallies, and we've gotten into the crowd fight once again, where people are arguing over how many people were exactly there.
Gives a shit.
I don't get. Yeah, I really don't. I don't give a shit. I don't. I think it matters big time to people who are in that political world, because the big story that was spun today was he's in the middle of a liberal Democrat area, and he's drawing 20,000 people.
Well, if you're going, I mean, okay, here's a couple of things that I saw on Twitter in the past week. For example, his son, Eric Trump, posted a picture, a video of a camera, going up a block, and it's all these people lined up. Oh, big reception for my dad in New York, blah, 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 for this and that and this and that. Fact checkers looked at the video and said, this was when Obama visited, this was when, it was actually when Joe Biden visited New York. And this was the video footage of that. So,
and Eric tweeted it.
Eric tweeted it on his page and said, "Oh, great reception for my dad today or yesterday or something in New York." And it was a video from, I don't know, a year or two ago when Biden came, and it was all Biden people. So, and it was huge people lined the streets. So he used the Biden video to promote his dad. Then there was this other guy who posted, I don't know who he was, but he was a Republican guy, and he posted a photo of a huge crowd and like a podium. And it said, oh, Trump's bringing in all the big numbers or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But then if you zoom in, you could literally see Obama standing at the podium. It's like, you're an idiot.
Why does this keep happening? You think somebody's out there setting up the Republican people?
I don't know, but this was literally in the last week. And just these two, I mean, I don't know the other guy, so it could be a nobody. But the Eric Trump one was pretty bad. It's like, this is literally your dad's opponent. This is his crowd lining the streets. Right. And it was fact checked, and there's the tweet, and then there's the fact check thing underneath. It says, nope, you're an idiot. This is what this was.
I don't know, it's weird what's happening, and social media is just making it so much worse. I saw a guy tweeted a video of Biden, and he goes, Biden snaps at reporters, and snaps at reporters just for asking questions, and it's a 3-second clip where everybody, when they end the speech, everybody starts rushing to ask their question,
right?
And he literally looks at him and goes, "Whoa," like that, and I'm like, for real. This is snapping at the fucking...
It's unbelievable.
Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about when one of them snaps at reporters, about every time someone he doesn't like asks him a question, that's a nasty question. You're a nasty person. I'm not talking to you. You're fake news. It's like, come on. And if you want to talk about who's nasty and whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to say that Democrat people don't stretch the truth. They do. I'm just saying both sides, social media-wise, it's... like an all-time.
Oh, yeah. And Christine, I wasn't talking about the Bronx thing. I was just talking about Trump being in New York. It wasn't today's thing. It was like earlier in the week with when Eric was talking about the Biden crowd. He was talking about his father's crowd, but it was actually Biden's.
My favorite part about Trump's Bronx tale today was when he talked about wasted talent. That was the worst thing in life is wasted talent. Let me tell you.
Is that what he said?
Nothing.
No, I got nothing. Oh, because you're an idiot.
Would you rather be feared? Excuse me, Mr. Trump. Would you rather be feared or loved? It's hard to be both, but I'd rather be feared.
And then when everybody showed up to his stupid rally, he goes, "Nah, you can't leave."
Lock the doors. Now you can't leave. You see what I did?
He's such an idiot.
Let me explain something to the American people. You only get 3 loves in your lifetime. That's it. 3 great women.
Yeah, if he could memorize any of those lines from that movie, I'd be shocked.
Let me tell you about the time I gave Stormy Daniels the Mario test. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? Oh, the one I saw, it was great. I saw this TikTok. This guy was very funny. So it starts off with a Republican guy, and he's like, look at this huge crowd. He's like, people won't give Trump the credit for pulling in the crowds in the Bronx, but take a look at this. And he shows the video, and it is a really large crowd. And you know, when they duet, so it cuts to the other person right away. And he's like, okay. He's like, you're either just completely full of shit, or you're too stupid to know the difference between the Bronx and St. Louis. Because if you look in the back of this video, there's the St. Louis Arch right there.
Ridiculous.
And he's like, he called the guy a house plant, which I thought was the funniest insult that I had heard in a long time.
House plant.
Yeah, he's like, that's the St. Louis Arch, you house plant. Okay, he's going on. I was like,
that's amazing.
That was a pretty good insult. But yeah, it's erupted again, this fight over the crowd size, which is, out of all the useless stuff we discuss in an election year, the most useless. And I'll say why, and I really feel like somebody has to go out there and say this. And this is the God's honest truth. You know, you pretend like, oh, look at how many people come out of the Republican thing for Biden, or look how many people come out in the Democrat thing for Trump. And it's like, the realistic nature of our society, culture, and country right now is we are really split dead even. Every election for the last fucking 30 years have been relatively close. And with every election, that line gets closer and closer and closer, up and including the last one.
And the other thing that people don't seem, Trump supporters don't seem to realize is that crowd sizes at the rallies don't equal votes.
They don't.
You know,
that's my point. Like, you could go into the middle of a Democratic haven and pull decent numbers, and that doesn't impress, and vice versa. If Biden went to Texas and pulled huge numbers, I wouldn't be impressed, because even in blue states, red states, it's still really closely split. And I'm talking about popular vote. I'm not talking about districts and the whatchamacallit.
Well, if you're going to talk popular votes, when's the last time a Republican won the popular vote?
No, it's been a while. But my point is that it's always close. No matter who wins the election, those popular votes are very, very close. And even when you break it down by state, you know, and even the districts too, when you have a dominating area, it's still kind of close. Not every area, but when you zoom out of a state and you look at those state popular votes, they're all really pretty close. And we're so split right now. So this whole idea of we could go into our enemy's territory and pull big numbers, it's not impressive to me at all.
It really isn't.
And it shouldn't be impressive to anybody, you know?
Yeah, and that doesn't, like, oh, we got a big crowd today in whatever state. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean you're, like, when the election happened, when 2020, the big argument was, oh, look at the size of these the Trump crowds. How could he have lost the election? We don't see anybody at the Biden, the rallies.
Rally.
You know, he doesn't have nearly the numbers as Trump. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not getting the votes. It just means people don't want to leave their house and go to a rally. It's two different things.
Right.
You know, you see these huge, if you see a huge crowd for Trump, great. But it doesn't mean that he has more votes in that state. It just means that not everybody, you know, the people that are voting for Biden didn't go to huge rallies. That's all that meant.
And let me explain something to everybody that is universally true and is undeniable. That if you do go to a rally, you need to examine your life and where you are, because you might be, and by might I mean definitely are, a gigantic loser. Because if you're willing to waste your time at a fucking political rally,
what do you hope to do there? I mean, I guess it's your I'm supporting my, I'm adding to the numbers, supporting my guy, or my woman, whoever you're. But I just don't see what you hope to gain.
There's not a politician existing on this planet
I would not
that deserves any sort of love or admiration enough. Not one of them has earned any of it. That you would go, I'm gonna. Okay, I love cute, adorable little animals. I'm on this TikTok trend where this monkey is feeding this rabbit. It's like a baby monkey feeding a baby rabbit like watermelon, and it's the cutest thing ever. I'd rather watch those two adorable little animals get tortured to death. I would say to myself, this is horrible, but at least I'm not at a political rally, and then that would soften the blow a little bit for me.
Make it a little easier for you.
A little bit easier to digest. Like, this is terrible, but at least I'm not watching a candidate run for office in person.
I got you.
We got to go see this live. Could you imagine?
It's going to be the same speech at every rally. They're all online. You want to see the rally. You want to hear what he has to say. It's going to be the same. I can tell you exactly what they're saying. Each candidate, and it's not changing. It's the same stuff that they say at every rally. And what are you hoping to achieve at this thing?
Shout out to Rhonda. We need to start a Discord channel on our Discord for the little. I'm telling you, Frank, it's this little monkey, and he holds a watermelon, and the fucking little rabbit just nibbles at it, and it's so cute. The whole thing is adorable. I don't know how they put that whole thing together.
I'd rather go to a rally than see those two animals get fucked up. I think that's where we differ. Oh, see, Kim says we're messed up. No, he's messed up. I didn't say anything messed up.
Truth. There's one thing I can tell you, though, Calogero. Mickey Mantle doesn't give a shit about you, okay?
All right. Very good. I think we're done with the Bronx deal.
I think my Trump's getting worse.
I never had a good Trump impression.
Yeah, mine's getting worse. You know what's funny? Everybody has one now.
Yeah, I can't. I could do a bunch of impressions. I can't do him.
That's surprising.
Right? I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
Somebody said a long time, maybe it was Dana Carvey or maybe it was Frank, what's his name?
Caliendo.
Thank you. That says somebody always unlocks an impression and then everybody starts doing it. And that's so true with Trump.
Yeah. Oh, everybody does. Yeah. Even if you're bad at it, everybody does it.
Yeah, now everybody kind of has one, which is so interesting.
Robin went to a Bernie rally. See, I liked Bernie. I was kind of rooting for Bernie.
I could give a little leeway because that was like a movement. Obama, Bernie. I'm trying to come up with a Republican one so I could be fair.
Yeah, good luck.
Bush wasn't really a movement. That was just kind of
bowel movement.
That was kind of a reaction to Clinton. Clinton was kind of a movement, but not really. Maybe you'd probably have to go back to Reagan for there to be kind of like if there's a moment happening, I can kind of see it a little bit, but I got to be honest with you. I would not be caught dead.
I mean, you go to a thing. I don't know what you're hoping. I mean, it's just a guy talking at you. I mean, you can get that. I mean, maybe back in the day when it wasn't like televised or
wasn't much to do.
Wasn't much to do, or there's no internet, so you can't see. But now you want to see what they have to say. You could just find it on YouTube or whatever.
And who fucking cares? It's the same. Nobody has said anything new or interesting in my lifetime. Nobody.
I did not have sexual relation. Oh, that wasn't.
Who was the Chinese guy? He's the only Yang.
Oh yeah,
Andrew Yang. He goes. This was what? When was he running for president? Like 8 years ago, whenever it was. He goes, "We're all going to lose our jobs to AI." That was the last time anybody said anything poignant. That's
kind of a no shit kind of a thing.
Yeah, but he was saying he was really banging that drum before anybody else was. I mean, I guess you're right. Even that is not a new thought. We've been kind of hammering. I mean, James Cameron had it in Terminator, so it is not really an original thought when you think about
AI
it.
is coming. We get it.
Yeah.
You see this thing that there's by 2025 they're gonna have air taxis.
Air
So we're gonna have
taxis.
flying taxi cars. They're gonna look like drones, with the propellers and shit. But you could take. I don't know where they're gonna be offered, but yeah, I was reading today there's gonna be air taxis, basically flying cars.
That's interesting.
See, that's for me. I get the reason we want flying cars, but I also get the reason why we don't have flying cars.
Yes.
We wouldn't be able to handle it as we'd be it would be a disaster.
But
We could barely handle cars on the road.
we're not good at
around.
We're not good at cars.
Not everybody's a pilot. You'd have to be trained to fly these
True.
things.
That's true.
A special license that it can't be a driver's test, because to fly a vehicle in the air, you're gonna have to do a lot of special training. So I didn't think it was gonna be like Back to the Future where everybody's flying.
So what are they saying? Like it'll be controlled by AI or by a computer?
It'll be. It won't be civilian. Let me see. It was.
Won't be civilian run.
I think it'll be like a cab driver, like someone who is trained to do it. I guess. Electric air taxis.
And thank you, Christine, for backing up the Reagan was a movement thing. Thank you. Although I feel like Reagan was more retroactively a movement. I think he was a movement at the time that he was elected. It was a big deal. But I feel like his presidency impacted and still, because that's what they say now. Remember, before Reagan, it was like Lincoln. They would be like, "That's a Lincoln Republican,"
Right.
Which different parties now. But even today, like if you want to really slam it home with the Republicans prior to Trump, I should say, you would be like, "Oh, this guy's a Reagan Republican right here. He gets it," that kind of spiel. Anyway, back to the drones, which is far more interesting. Here's my issue. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that. Okay, here it is. United Airlines has plans for these futuristic. This is from studyfinds.org. United Airlines has plans for these futuristic electric air taxis in Chicago and New York. The U.S. military is already experimenting with them, and one company has a contract to launch an air taxi service in Dubai as early as 2025. Another company hopes to defy expectations and fly participants at the 2024 Paris Olympics. So, and they look like drones. They look like basically a helicopter.
Okay.
A helicopter, but instead of the propellers being the one big propeller, it's like four propellers.
There's four. Yeah.
It looks like a drone.
That's my issue. People go, "Oh, the drone," and I'm like, "You mean the mini helicopter?" Because that's
Neil deGrasse Tyson goes, "We have flying cars. They're called helicopters."
right. Exactly. Right.
It's like, yeah, but you have to, you can't land them everywhere. Not everybody can fly them. They're not,
Yeah.
That's because in order to it'd be a windy, like when you see flying cars in movies or TV shows, it's so there's no. It's a sci-fi way of flying. It's just a little beam that comes out and fly. It's not what reality says, which is what you have to do is counteract gravity with wind. You have to use propellers. It's the only way we know how to do it right now. So that's the only, that's the only thing. Everything's gonna has to have a propeller. It's gonna be huge, loud, noisy, windy. It's what it is right now.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. I do hate traffic, though. I hate traffic.
Too. I get it, but I don't trust everyone to have a flying car. It's not gonna be. It's a mess. That's a mess.
But when you think about it, we do sort of make that trade-off right now. It's like, do you want to drive to California for like 7 days, or do you want to fly there in 5 hours? You're like, I'll take my chances dropping out of the sky with a flight.
Yeah, but you have a trained pilot flying you there, computers, the whole deal.
Right.
This is millions of people flying their own little vehicle in the air. I don't see how. I mean, unless it's all automated,
you would trust that more.
I would trust that, and they're all like specifically designed so you can't control it unless there's an emergency or something?
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's a big maybe. But I can't see everybody has control of over their own helicopter. It's like,
no, that would be
we're all just flying imagine every car is all of a sudden a helicopter. You know what that mess that would be?
I got to tell you though, driving around this today and yesterday, it was miserable. Miserable. This Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It is fucking terrible. I saw the worst thing today. I'm driving. So everybody knows I live close to the Hamptons, right? I live in the neighborhood that people drive past to get to the Hamptons on their way from the city.
Right.
And everybody's heard the Long Island Expressway. Everybody gets off the Long Island Expressway at my exit, goes past where I live to go down to another road, Sunrise Highway, to go out to the Hamptons. There's a fire department which services my area on that road, right? You know where you get off 111, where you get off by me, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you kept going, if you don't turn where I live and you kept going, there's a fire department there. They had the big fire truck out. They had the ladder up, and they had a huge American flag coming down. So I'm coming the opposite direction. I'm thinking, oh, did a fireman die or something happened? Because usually that's what they do in some, So I see the big flag, and the lights are on, and then I get closer, and they are taking on this main road, 2-lane highway. They are taking 2 lanes and with cones pushing it into one, and standing out there and are collecting donations for I don't even know what, the fire department,
probably for the fire department.
Maybe who knows if another charity they're supporting. I don't even know what it was, but I just thought they are taking their lives in their own hands. Like listen, firemen are heroes.
So why are they taking their lives in their own hands? Oh, because of traffic?
They're taking 2 lanes. The main, honestly, close to 1 million people, I would say, are going to make the trek. And what is there, 8 million people in New York City?
Something like that.
That population will go down to 4 million people with the amount of people that go out to the Hamptons, the Jersey Shore, Connecticut beaches, wherever they're going. Like everybody leaves, right? So figure 500,000 to 1 million people between Thursday to Saturday morning will be coming out here, and they're taking 2 lanes, putting it into one to ask for fucking couple it off. I'm like, somebody's gonna pull out a gun and shoot you. The line, dude, it was like 4 miles long of fucking traffic.
So you sit there, then you get up to the front. There's like no accident. It's just you're just blocking lanes. It's like, I'll donate. Just get the hell off the road.
Get the fuck off the road.
Just let me drive past. Put up a sign. Get I don't know.
Every other time, and this used to happen in our old neighborhood. They used to do that all the time. The guys would go out, they'd be at the stoplight, light turns red, they'd go out, you put a buck in.
Yeah, they got the little thing. Yeah,
happy to do it. $5, whatever it is, you donate it. Feel good.
We're blocking lanes.
No, if I got up there, I would be like, you got to be out of your fucking mind. You added 30 minutes to my already 3-hour fucking commute out here. You got to be fucking kidding me, asking for money.
Yeah.
I can't.
Blocking the road. I mean, is that even? I guess it's legal. You get a permit to do that.
Who would issue I don't even know. I think that's kind of one of those things where the cops. Who's gonna what? You know what I mean? Like, well, the cops aren't gonna stop. Like,
Right.
And by the way, this is the same fire department. We're here one night in the house. Carbon monoxide alarm goes off. I reset it, do the whole thing, and I'm like, I'm looking at Cuddles. It's like 11:30. Like, she's like, call the fire department. They, all right, we call. So they came here. I'll never forget. The woman was like, I called the fire department. They didn't answer. So I'm like, I guess we'll call 911. I said, I don't think this is really an emergency, but I think my carbon monoxide alarm is out. but I can't tell. I keep resetting it and it keeps going off. But she goes, all right, get out of the house. I'm like, yeah, it's not that big. I open the window and she's like,
no, get out. You got to get out of the house.
She goes, sir, who is in the house? I said, me and my wife and my 2 kids. She goes, get out of the house right now. And I'm like, she goes, get out. It's all right. So
you don't mess around with that shit. You're not going to smell it. You're not going to see it. It's it's just there.
And as it turns out, it was just the monoxide thing went the thing goes early sometimes, those alarms. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. But they came in here and they did this. So I'm grateful for these people. But 100%. I just thought that was some fucking balls to do that on Memorial. I get it. You're like, oh, there'll be a lot of people. Yeah, but you're fucking.
Yeah, but now you're screwing a lot of people.
There's crazy New Yorkers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get wanting to raise money for whatever cause. I get that. But you're pissing a lot of people off in order to do it.
A lot.
Raise the money. Do whatever you got to do to raise the money safely, and if you could, again, they're stopped at lights. Great, walk out there. Hey, we're collecting. But to block off half of the road, it's kind of
because you also want people in good moods when they're donating.
Exactly.
Studies are showing that this year's Memorial Day barbecue is going to cost most Americans 10% more than it was just last year.
10%.
How about that?
That's 10% of zero. That's zero for me. Not having a barbecue.
Yeah. Consumer Affairs report came out noting that 7 essential items for the routine cookout, burgers, hot dogs, buns, condiments, came to a total of over $30, just over $30 compared to $27 in 2023. Okay. Burgers was the biggest factor in the price jump. An order of 8 burgers costs $8.07, 15% higher than last year, according to Consumer Affairs.
Right.
The cost of food is...
Yeah, it's not great.
It's the worst part of this whole inflation thing, I feel like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about the... Robin brings up the Frankie C's salsa. Grateful to be on a salsa thing. I don't understand why I'm on a salsa thing. If you go to the Discord, Robin put me on a jar of salsa.
Really? Because you're spicy, I could tell you that.
Is that what it was? I get it. I love it. It looked awesome. I appreciate it. I just did not understand why I was on it.
Is it in Robin's Nest or is it in the general? There's 47 channels in here now.
It is in 47. What was it on?
Is it an off topic? Is it in? Because it could possibly fall under Ravens Cravens.
It could. I don't think it is though.
It's a food item.
Where the heck is it? Memes? Help us out here, guys. Where's the?
Because of the paprika.
Yeah,
Christine thinks it was because you were spicy one night. I think you're spicy every night.
I was spicy one night?
Yeah, a little of an attitude.
I have an attitude?
No.
All right. I'm looking. I can't even remember where the heck it was.
Oh, channel wants suggestions. I just found it. Okay.
What is it?
Channel wants suggestions.
There we go. Okay, channel wants suggestions. Okay, so yeah, all of a sudden Robin posts a picture of me on a thing of salsa. Then he adds the
It's a really good picture.
It's a great one. I love it. I absolutely love it. I just don't know I feel like there's a joke I'm missing. I don't know why. And the last there's 3 pictures. One is just me on the thing. Then he adds some vegetables to it, some tomatoes, peppers to it. And then the last picture is... Oh, no, there's another picture, 4th picture. It's got some fireworks on it, and then it's now with more paprika. Is the last one.
Oh, shit, I should have...
No, I love it. And I know it was a joke, but I just didn't know where it's... I thought I said something about salsa or something came up. I didn't know where it came from, but I love it. I think it's great. I was like, this is awesome. I want this salsa. I think it'll be great. But I was like, why am I on salsa?
Christine's right. Whenever Trump comes up, you do get spicy.
No, fuck that guy.
Oh shit.
Join us on Discord, everyone. It's a fun time.
Yes, link in the description below, our Discord channel. I like a good Photoshop.
No reason, just trying to make you laugh. It worked. It was great. I love it. I was on salsa, and I that was a bucket list thing. I wanted to be on salsa my whole life.
Frankie C's homemade salsa. I love that.
Where's the salsa? No salsa? With the urban sombrero.
The urban sombrero.
It was wonderful. I was like, this is great. I want a thing of salsa.
I love it.
I might have to bring this to the next barbecue.
And it's obviously for the table.
It is for the table. You gotta...
We got a little Frankie. You got any Frankie C salsa for the table?
I love Frankie C salsa. Paul says the link doesn't work.
No, I thought we fixed that link.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, son of a bitch. Gotta try it again.
You see, Raven says she'd buy the salsa. It's got that smoked paprika. That's one of the secret ingredients. The other secret ingredient is love.
You do have enough smoked paprika to fucking save the planet. Hold on. Let's go. Let's watch the show here.
Oh, this is trippy.
What's going to happen when this catches up? I don't even... Oh, wait. This is like the beginning of the show. What the fuck?
Oh, that's weird.
Right, let me click the live button. Here we go.
Let's see what happens. Put the other one... Oh, my God. This is freaking me out, man.
When will then be now?
Soon. We're at now. When the hell does this happen in the podcast?
I think we're gonna break something. Look, your little dances really work.
That's what makes it. Hey, wait. Let's see if we can get them all doing it.
Holy shit! Look at this. This is crazy.
There we go. Let's get all the Frankie C's going.
You know what would really fuck this up if I unmuted this right now?
Oh, don't do that. All right. We got 3.
You know what would really fuck this up if I unmuted this right now?
Oh, boy. Oh, don't do that. Anybody taking some drugs?
You know what would really fuck this up if I unmuted this right now? Okay, I gotta stop it. I can't hear this anymore. Holy shit, look at how far it's gone now. You can't even see the middle anymore.
You're freaking me out, man.
Oh, anyway, what I wanted to do was click on the Discord link.
Side check.
Oh, it works. See?
All right, Paul.
Fake news, Paul. Jesus.
Come on now.
All right.
That was fun.
It was the perfect that link doesn't work call. All right. I got to stop. Don't let me keep doing the Trump thing. I don't know why you let me do it.
Well, I'm not going to stop you.
Iron is here. We're ready for...
Hey, hon.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Trippy. It really was.
It was. I was freaking out a little bit.
Aaron, are you comfortable with the fact that you didn't shove Frank on the balcony? Just to clarify.
No, it was just really scary because, like, he went to do something, and then when he just was like a different person. He just couldn't handle reality.
Yeah,
kind of like that whole thing that just happened that was going on in Frank's head.
That's exactly what the inside of my head looks like during Vertigo. I just leaned over to pick something up, and I just went down like a sack of potatoes because I just got dizzy, and the world just spun, and I just everything just went head over heels.
That's what it is. The world doesn't exist the way it always existed all of a sudden. That fucks you up. Yeah.
Yeah. Your whole equilibrium gets thrown off.
Yeah, it's a messed up thing.
I got all discombobulated.
All right, Aaron C. I'm excited for a BT 5/8.
Ooh, 8. All right, everybody. Blind top 5. Put down 8.
And I want you to label your papers from A to H.
A to H.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Can I do 1? All right, so not 1 to 8. I'm doing A to H.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. No, wait.
Wait, what's happening?
I'm sorry. You're wrong. You're right. 1 to 8. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. It's Friday. I've had some tequila. 1 to 8.
I have 2 pens here, and neither of them are writing. Let me see if I can get another. Hold on. There we go. We're good.
Okay. Now, this is one before we did 2-word movies, I think.
Right.
that most people have seen. This is going to be one-word movies, but as I've spoiler alerted, it's going to be A through H, if that helps you determine. But I'm going to give you one-word movies that most people have seen, and you pick it. 1 if you really liked it, 8 if you didn't, or you didn't see it, if you're one of those people who didn't see it. And away we go.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So one-word movies, alphabetical. And we'll put your favorite at number 1. And we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, ready when you are.
The first one-word movie is Armageddon.
Ooh, we're not leaving without AJ. All right, Armageddon. That's a good one.
I'm not going to blink during this placement because I don't want to close my eyes.
How many G's and D's in Armageddon?
I'm going to put Armageddon at number 8.
Really?
I don't get it.
What do you mean you don't get it?
I think it was one of those things where if you didn't see that movie very early on and you were in it and in on the hype, by the time I saw it and everybody was like, "It's fucking movie, fucking Armageddon," and I was watching it, and I was like, "This sucks. I can't." Bored.
Really?
Yeah.
You're nuts.
I don't really care. I know they're gonna save the day. It's fucking.
You don't know who makes it, who doesn't make it. It's what's the guy, the director, Michael Bay. He's got a lot of blowing up action craziness going on. I think that was his. In terms of Michael Bay movies, that was probably his best.
Really?
Well, Transformers, it was all right, but it was a little it was a very confusing action and craziness. Ninja Turtles.
Sorry, Ninja
Not a
Turtles.
big fan. Yeah, go ahead, hon.
Wait, what about the Ninja Turtles?
Wasn't a huge, it was okay, but the animation, I didn't like the CGI Ninja Turtles. They didn't look good, I don't think. And it was the Shredder was ridiculous. I don't know. Armageddon, I think, was his best.
I have to say, you bring up an interesting thing. We just don't respect Michael Bay.
I like Michael Bay. There's some movies that are good, but Armageddon I loved Armageddon. I thought that was good. But the Ninja Turtles, I thought, it's our live action Ninja Turtle movie, great. But then the Ninja Turtles themselves looked really weird and ridiculous, and Shredder was over the top ridiculous. Like the original Shredder from the 90s, he had a couple of claws and a couple of things on his shoulders and the helmet, and he had the ninja suit. This one, he has like 75 claws on each hand. How he could even move in any of that is far-fetched. I don't know. It was just over the top ridiculous, and it wasn't. It just wasn't as nostalgic as it should have been. Anyway, I put Armageddon at 4. Is my point.
No, I like it. I'm going down the list of like movies he's directed though, and I can't find one that's like, oh, that was really great. Maybe Bad Boys. Did he do Bad Boys? Because he did Bad Boys 2. I'm assuming he did the first one.
I don't know if he did the first one. Probably. The direction looks similar when they do that.
He did.
Just emerged from action, and the camera's below them, and it spins around them, and they're all like, "Oh man, this is crazy."
How about this? Did you know Bad Boys before Armageddon? I would have gotten that wrong.
Really?
Yeah, I would have gotten that wrong. 95 for Bad Boys, 98 for Armageddon.
Okay.
He also did Pearl Harbor. I thought that was pretty decent.
You thought was it? I never saw Pearl Harbor, but did you see? And you liked Pearl Harbor better than Armageddon?
Pearl Harbor was good because it was Armageddon just in Hawaii.
What?
It's the same thing. In fact, Ben Affleck, I'm pretty sure played the same role in both.
I'll give you that. That's probably true.
Yeah, he's like, Ben, now you're going to come off the moon rock here. And he's like, the what? Oh, sorry. I mean, you're going to come over the hill and, it's the same shit. All right. Aaron, I like that. Armageddon off the spot. I'm shitting on it. 8. Frank goes 4. What's next?
Next up, we're hanging a left-hand turn and we're doing Bridesmaids.
Ooh, Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids is really good.
Bridesmaids is really good.
Somebody once told me, I don't want to see women shitting in the middle of the street. And somebody who I think is very funny. And I thought to myself, this is the first time I have disagreed with you in a comedic sense, because I thought that was one of the funniest scenes ever.
It was. It's happening right now.
Oh, you're really doing it, you know? Yeah. Boy. And I
Melissa
think,
McCarthy in her, that was probably her best.
yeah. And I feel like for women, it was one of those touchstone moments of like, you don't need it. You can have a woman ensemble cast that could murder as hard as any other movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I
Huge
really have
success.
a great respect for that film.
Agreed.
I'm going to put it at number 2.
Wow. 2.
Yeah.
You're going to get errand so hard.
I would have put it at number 1 if it wasn't for the fact that Aaron's running this game.
I got Bridesmaids at 5.
Okay.
Great movie. And I had to put it somewhere in the middle because I know, we've got 6 more movies to get to here, and I think I'm going to get Errand pretty good.
Okay, going through the comments here, Frank, it looks like a lot more people agree with you than me. Only Rhonda put it up as high as I did.
Got a 2. Yeah, a lot of people got it at 5. 7's a big one. In the chat here. 6.
All right, Aaron.
All right. I don't know. This is the one I think people have seen the least, but you should all see it so I don't feel badly. The movie is Clue.
Love Clue. Love Clue.
Can I ask a naive question?
Oh, don't. It's going to be bad. What?
It's the same movie that came in as a cassette tape in the game,
What?
right?
No.
Cassette? No, it didn't come with the game. It was its own. It's a movie based on the game.
It was just a movie? Okay. But there was a video cassette that was in the game after a while, wasn't it?
Maybe in the 90s or something, but I don't know about that. But no, this has nothing to do with that. This was a movie with Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd and Michael McKean, a bunch of other people. That was amazing. Back in the 80s, I believe.
Bird and Sarah, my girls.
Yep, gotta love Tim Curry. I got Clue. I put Clue at 2.
Wow.
Linda Mercury.
Clue is an amazing movie. Let's see. Oh my God, Clue's all-time favorite. Sarah. Bird, that's a really good one. Justice 3. Raven 4. Love Tim Curry. I love Clue. Paul, never saw. Oh, you got to see Clue.
See, I saw it, but I was young. I do not remember it.
Here was the brilliant part. One of the brilliant parts of Clue. When it was released in theaters, they had 3 different endings, and it was different depending on when and where you saw it.
Really?
So, yeah. So just like the game, when you play the game, it was a different murderer every time or whatever.
Right.
Like, so you go through 75% of the movie, and then it would change to a different ending. And then people would come out and go, "Oh, did you know this person was the killer?" And then go, "No, this person was." And
so they're arguing. Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Anthony, when you see it this weekend, because you will see it this weekend, because you should see it this weekend, they show all 3.
Yeah, they show them all back to back.
It caused a lot of confusion in the 80s when people didn't understand why people did not have the same ending as other people.
So you're saying when you stream it now, it shows you all 3?
Yeah, it goes. Yes. It happened like this, and then they show the ending, and then it goes, or it could have happened like this, and then they show the next ending.
See,
or did it happen like this? And
that's wrong. They should do the same thing. Every time you stream it, you should get one of the 3 endings only. Keep that thing going. That's fucking brilliant.
Isn't that great? They did this in the 80s, and they did this all around the country when they released it in the theaters.
That is beyond brilliant, especially for the time. Because that would still be cool today if you did that. If you just made a movie.
I can't think of another movie that did that.
Yeah, and it's just the ending is different. I mean,
right?
That would be.
I don't think any other movie did it, unless I'm wrong. But
I don't think you could do that now because of all the spoiler nerds on the internet. They would be like,
it would be ruined in a minute.
This is what I heard. You're going to see a different ending every fucking time. They'd be assholes about it.
That's true.
All right, Clue, by the way, because Aaron just said I'm going to watch it this weekend, is on Pluto TV, which is free for everybody.
Now, I put Clue at 2. only because it's early in the game. I could have easily and been happy with putting Clue at 1. But I know I'm going to get errand, so something I'm not thinking of.
You always got to play defense in blind top 5.
Playing defense, and you know me, I always leave 1 and 8 open to the end. That's probably
true.
what's going to happen.
That's true. All right, I got Clue at 6 because I would probably put it higher with the ending thing because believe me, I remember watching it. It never stayed with me. We were young. It came out in 85. We were 3.
Right.
So you probably saw it on video. What?
I saw it a long time ago, and then it only reemerged when I met Erin. When I got married, Erin reintroduced me to it.
You watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Because can somebody help me out with this? I remember playing Clue the game, and there being a cassette tape involved where you would like fast forward and rewind and like.
It's not the movie though.
Parts.
That's not the movie. It was probably they probably made it because I remember there was a period in the 90s where board games came with VHS tapes.
Right.
There were a lot of those. That was like the big thing for a lot. One of my favorite board games was called Nightmare, and it was a regular board game, but it came with a cassette. And you put it in the thing, you put a TV on, you darken the room, and your host, depending on which cassette you bought, was a different person every time whatever cassette you put in. One, you could put in a cassette, it would be a witch, and that's your host. Then you put in another cassette, it's a mummy or a vampire, whatever it was. And then you play the cassette, and as you're playing the game, all of a sudden the host would come on the screen and go, "Silence, and this is what you have to do now. Whoever's turn it is has to do this." And it's like, oh my God. It would scare the shit out of you because it would come on with like a thunder, crash. And that was a fun, intense game. And if you can find that like on eBay or something, I recommend it.
I do remember when there was cassette tapes and board games. I also remember DVDs. Kind of the same thing happened. There was all of a sudden everything came with a DVD.
Yeah, that was a fun little era of board games.
Love it.
But I remember that one. Nightmare was a great one.
We're 3 into this blind top 8.
Yep.
Paul, I'll check out Sleuth, but number 4 is Deadpool.
Ooh, Deadpool. Good movie.
I do like Deadpool.
In the original Deadpool as well. I would put
Ooh, for the first time ever, I think I may have predicted what the errand is. What the errand moment.
Really?
I'm gonna write it on this. I'm gonna write it on this card right here.
Which letter are you thinking it's gonna be?
I don't want to spoil it.
All right. I put Deadpool in at number 6. I like Deadpool. Great movie. The other movies so far are higher on the list because they're a little more classic than Deadpool, like Clue, Armageddon, Bridesmaids. Those are classic, I feel like, movies. Deadpool's a great movie, superhero movie, but I don't know if it's like an instant classic like Clue, Bridesmaids. So I got great movie. Again, these aren't, none of them are bad movies, but Deadpool I got in at 6.
Deadpool running the gamut all the way from 3 to 8, and I'm gonna put it number 5 because I feel like it's a middle of the pack kind of a.
Christine missed some. Just to recap, the 3 movies before Deadpool were Bridesmaids, Armageddon, and Clue.
Okay, we're all caught up, Aaron.
Okay, the next one is E for Elf.
Oh, Anthony likes. I think that's your favorite Christmas movie. Is that?
It's up there.
That's up there.
When you think about it, we have not had a Christmas movie since Elf really entered the pantheon of
That's like the most current classic Christmas movies. That like it's like a traditional, everybody watches it kind of a movie.
I think before that it's Home Alone, the Home Alone movies.
Home Alone.
Not to say there hasn't
Christmas
been
Vacation may have been after Home Alone.
I think that's before Home Alone. I
that
think
Vacation. Well, Christmas Vacation was the 80s then.
I think it was like 88. Yeah.
That can't be. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Between Home Alone and Elf. Was there a Christmas movie that stands out as like a instant, like classic Christmas movie?
Maybe some people would say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Night Before Christmas, that's a big one.
Some people would say The Holiday, although it's up there, but it's not. I mean, if you're talking about Mount Rushmore of Christmas films,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I
It's a
mean,
great one. All right, so I didn't put Elf down yet. I'm going to put Elf. Whew. I have 1, 3, 7, and 8 available right now, and I didn't put Elf down yet. I'm thinking 7 or 8.
that's insane.
I'm not going to put it at 1 or 3.
You have 1, 3, 7, and 8.
I'm putting Elf at 8. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just out of these movies, I think it falls at number 8. I like Elf. I really do. And I could watch it, whenever. But out of the movies that we're looking at, if we're going in order of what's the best movies, right now I think I'm happy with my list.
Okay. I'm going to put it at 3 because I'm saving my number 1 spot for what I think is for what's on this card here. Although
When was Jingle All the Way?
I do fucking love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Although
Sinbad.
the one named movie, I think I fucked up. I think this has 2 names, two words in it.
Oh, you dick.
I fucked up. All right. Anyway, I'm comfortable with Elf at 3. I'm moving on. All right, Aaron.
See, before Bird said, when was Surviving Christmas? That's a good movie. Underrated, I should say. I understand why people wouldn't like it.
Which one's
it's an
Surviving
underrated
Christmas?
James Gandolfini, Ben Affleck, Christina Applegate.
I do like that movie too.
It's underrated. I think it's good.
I will watch it. Let me tell you something. I have to watch that one during Christmas. There are probably 15 to 20 movies I have to watch, but where we're talking about the top 5 or the Mount Rushmore, Surviving Christmas isn't in there.
No.
But it's a staple. It's
one of those
necessity.
movies, like, if it's on, I could watch it.
Oh, I know. It's one of the movies that I have to watch. But I get weird with mine. The lesser favorites, I like to watch early on. And then I get into the bigger ones.
I could see that. Like Gremlins 2. That's a Christmas. Even Gremlins. Those are Christmas movies. Well, he's given as a gift of Christmas present.
Bad Santa.
I never saw Bad Santa.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's up there is pretty damn good, and that would be in that time frame. You know what else is getting a lot of respect lately? I think they're coming out with a second one is Just Friends.
Really?
I love Just Friends, and it takes place during
Ryan
the
Reynolds.
holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great movie. All right,
but Scrooged. That's a great one.
Scrooged, yeah, but I think Scrooged was before.
It's 80s. I think that's 80s as well.
Scrooged is 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a 90s Christmas movie that's a classic.
Christmas Vacation is 89.
Oh, 1 year before Home Alone.
And I think Home Alone is 90.
Yeah, 1 year before Home Alone.
1 year before. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah. Okay, what do we got left here? 1, 2, 3 left.
3 left. Here we go. I have 1, 3, and 7 available. What do you have?
1, 4, and 7.
Okay, so we're pretty close.
I'm playing a Frankie C game right now.
Damn right. All right, here we go. We're up to F.
Okay, we're going from lighthearted to rather serious with Fargo.
All right, I'm putting Fargo in at 7. It's not 1 or 3 for me. It's not one of those movies that I could just watch, anytime and over.
I have to agree. The accent, although fun to do,
it's not the accent that gets me. It's just the overall mood of the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's a good movie, but it's not. Yeah, it's not when you plunk on.
It's not a watch a million times movie. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the rest of these you could watch them a million times and be fine with that.
TD Freelancer, while I praise you for guessing it right, you cannot put it at 9. You cannot put it at 9.
You are breaking the rules.
Rhonda feels our pain. Hate to put it at 8, but yeah. This is blind top 5. This is not for the weak at heart. You know, you got to have a stomach to play this game.
This is not easy. Yeah, this is hard decisions have to be made here.
Sometimes you got to take the old yeller out to the fucking shed. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Can't
do that.
We old yellered Fargo just now. So, all right, 2 left. I have 1 and 4. You must have what? 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Okay, there we go.
G. The next letter is G.
And this is the one, Anthony. Isn't it?
Oh, is this the one that Anthony thinks?
Yeah. How do you know? Did I say that before?
No, I just know you. The G movie is Ghostbusters.
Yes.
What did you think I wrote? Did you think I wrote Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Nope. I'm an idiot.
What did you write?
Godfather.
The Godfather.
Godfather.
You waste of space. I'm like, oh, it's Godfather. I got it. This is the big Aaron Mo. I'm like,
I was like,
idiot.
he thinks it's Ghost and Busters. And I'm like, but I was wrong.
At least you didn't write down Ghost Dad.
That's true. All right, Ghostbusters. Judging by this list, I have to put that at number 1.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is just an all-time classic.
Phenomenal.
You can't get better than that. Let's see. Bird at 2, Christine 3, TD 3, Mercury 1, Justice 1, Raven 2, Rhonda 1, TD Freelancer 3. Yeah, that's Ghostbusters is an instant.
Everybody agrees.
Frank, I hope you're liking that couch because you put it above Clue. You can sleep there, my friend.
Clue is amazing. I had to fill in 1 or 3 though.
All right. Ready for the last one?
Mm-hmm.
The last one-word movie. It is Hook.
Hook.
Ooh, I got Aaron on the last one. I think 4 is too high for Hook.
Yeah, I think 3 is a little too high for Hook as well. The best part of Hook is Dustin Hoffman. He just played Captain Hook perfectly.
Yes.
He was amazing.
You don't often steal a movie from Robin Williams, and that is a clear-cut case of him getting shoplifted.
100%. Robin Williams, I feel like in that movie didn't have the free reign to do his ad-libbing craziness. I don't know who directed Hook, but I feel like he was held back a little. He was the straight man. Am I wrong? He wasn't the comedy part, the comedic part. Every time Hook was not on screen, you wanted Hook back.
Are you telling me they got Hoffman?
I got Hoffman. Hook was the best part. Hook was the best part of that movie.
You know who directed that movie?
Zemeckis?
Who'd you say?
Zemeckis? Spielberg?
Good guess. Close.
It's not, what's his name? It's not Armageddon guy, is it?
No, not Michael Bay.
Not Michael Bay. Christopher Columbus.
It's another good guess, but no. Steven Spielberg.
Oh, Aaron said that, yeah.
Did she? I thought she said Zemeckis.
I said Zemeckis Spielberg, but I can understand why you thought that was one guy.
Sorry. I only heard Zemeckis.
Love Spielberg.
Most people don't think that. I don't think, unless I'm wrong, most people don't think that for Hook.
Yeah, and I wonder how many movies Spielberg directed Robin Williams in. Because, I feel like he was held back in this movie a little bit.
Was there more than this one?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
But you know what's interesting? He starts off as the straight man, and then you think when he gets into the child stuff, he's going to be funny and Robin Williams-y, and it just never really happens.
It doesn't hit. Yeah, he just, the sword fight at the end was good, but it wasn't, it was still Dustin Hoffman's show, the Dustin Hoffman show. He was the shark in Jaws, Dustin Hoffman. You didn't see him till gotta be more than a half an hour into the movie. You didn't see Hook, didn't make an appearance. And he was the best part of it. You know what was weird that I only found out, Aaron told me this just a few years ago, that I had no idea, that Glenn Close is in Hook.
Yes, that's one of those interesting little factoids.
Yeah, she plays one of the pirates. The pirate that gets put into the box with the scorpions, the boo box.
Mm-hmm.
That's Glenn Close. I was blown away when Aaron told me that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I kind of want to watch Hook now. This is weird.
Yeah. I now want to watch Clue, says Robin. Yeah, Clue's a great movie.
What should we watch first, Hook or Clue? I don't know. I got to do both of them this weekend. Weekend's starting to get busy all of a sudden.
Thank goodness it's a long weekend.
Yeah, you got 3 days to get them all in. Here's my list, which I think Hook can move down a little, and I could switch 1 and 2 are interchangeable. Ghostbusters and Clue are good in either 1 or 2.
I think you're not giving Elf enough credit. That's my biggest problem with your list.
Yeah, I would put Elf up and Fargo down 1. I would switch 7 and 8. But this is where I landed, folks.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I think we're good. I don't know. You want to put the other one on the burner for next week?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Great job, hon. This was a great one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes. Have a wonderful long weekend.
Yes.
Happy Memorial Day.
Thanks, hon.
Look at this. Round a clue for the table from the 26-month member, Robin, right there. How about that?
Wow. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Everybody thanking Aaron in the chat. Thank you, hon. Great job. These are always fun, these games.
Yeah, I do like it when there's little rules like 1-word movies and 2-word. I like when there's little things you gotta.
It makes it interesting and makes it fun.
Can't believe I fucked up The Godfather though. What an idiot!
You're a jerk.
Idiot.
I thought you were gonna say Groundhog Day.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have nailed that. I saw some conspiracy theory that Ned is the devil.
I saw that too.
Saw that.
It's interesting.
Because once he agrees to buy the policy, that's technically him selling his soul. That's not bad.
There was they asked one of the questions I think they asked either the writer or the director, how long was Bill Murray in that day? How many days did he have to be?
Yes.
And it was like he was there for like years.
Yeah.
Like the answer was like longer than you would think, like couple of 100 years or something.
Yeah.
It was an insane answer, but crazy. I mean, how else would he know literally everything about everybody?
You're right about that.
So that was a lot of interesting stuff. That was a good one. Ned Ryerson is the devil is a good theory. His video's probably about it all over YouTube.
But and that's interesting, and it's a long time because they illustrate that, but I don't think that the movie does a good job at illustrating hundreds of years.
No. You think it's like a year.
Right. Or maybe a couple of years at worst.
Yeah, but he's there a very, very long time.
Yeah. Well, he learns piano and all that stuff, right? So it does give you a sense of
piano, different language. I think he speaks to someone.
But don't you? All right. So here's my question: do you think? And that was what's his name from Ghostbusters who did it, right?
The director? You mean? Yeah. What the
didn't he write and direct it?
I think so. Egon.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he set out to make that kind of a movie, or do you think he had a specific story to tell, and since it came out, it has grown in lore? The more people pull it apart, the more they find. Like, do you think he accidentally stumbled on this wonderful philosophical thing that is actually bigger than he even intended it?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't know if did he think that deeply into it. I don't know, because you could make a masterclass on a lot of movies that people didn't realize, when they made it, that it would become this big thing. So maybe he didn't realize it, and he was just making this fun movie, and it turned into this
whole thing.
Yeah, because who knew it would be analyzed into the ground? You know what I mean?
I know. I'm always fascinated by the fact that him and what's his name Murray didn't get along during the whole thing.
Unreal.
That was the most fascinating part to me. They should make a documentary on that movie, to be honest. I'd love to know more.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah. All right, Frankie C. We're off to barbecue weekend here.
Yes. Enjoy, everyone. Remember to pick up Oval, a novel written by Erin herself. Link in the description below. It's available on Amazon. You could download a digital copy or have a copy mailed to you from Amazon. Link in the description below. If looking for a good read, Erin wrote a wonderful book called Oval.
Want a little poolside or beach reading this summer season? There you go. We got the Oval.
Absolutely.
To answer the question, no show Monday.
No show Monday is Memorial Day. Giving everybody the day off.
100%. We're back next Wednesday right here. Appreciate you all. Have a great and safe weekend.
Show me potato salad.